Greetings everyone, today's video is going to be about the movie Father Stu. I've seen the trailer, it looks wonderful. Before I get into that, the main actors in the movie, Mark Wahlberg and Mel Gibson, did a lot of interviews for loads of Catholic media. I saw one of those interviews for EWTN that they did, and I felt there was a bit of an elephant in the room because we have Mel Gibson sitting there, we have Mark Wahlberg, we have the interviewer from EWTN, and in the middle between Mel Gibson and Mark Wahlberg, we have a young woman who I don't know. I didn't know who that was at all. I could see that she was the director while watching the interview. I'd never heard of her before, so I decided to look her up and just find out a little bit more about her, like what movies she's done before. And as soon as I put her into the search engine, the first thing that I get is, oh, she's actually together with Mel Gibson. They're a couple. She's his girlfriend. Oh, and they also have a child. So anyway, I keep watching the interview, and a little bit later on, Mel Gibson says this.
You know, I've got 7 sons, right? And you don't do a perfect job with everybody.
Now, I didn't know this at all. I don't really care about celebrities' personal lives, but that's a lot of sons that he has. And he also has 2 daughters, because again, I got curious. I went to the search engine and I looked it up, and it turns out Mel Gibson has 9 children overall. He has 1 child with this woman here who made the movie, Father Stu, with him. They're not married. He has a child with the previous woman he was with, who he also wasn't married to, and then he has a bunch of children with the first woman that he was with, who he was married to, thankfully. Now look, I'm not here to judge or anything, but I just feel like sometimes that kind of thing leaves a slightly sour taste in the mouth when we have the director of what looks like a very good Catholic movie with a very good message actually isn't living according to the Catholic Church, and neither is one of the main actors, Mel Gibson. Now look, I like Mel Gibson a lot. I thought The Passion of the Christ was a great movie, but it just takes a little bit away from it, at least from me. But anyway, onto the movie, because I don't want to just discuss Mel Gibson and his girlfriend and criticize them, because I know that we're all sinners and we shouldn't point the finger. The movie itself looks great. I haven't seen it. I've seen the trailer and it looks interesting. I also watched a 22-minute interview that the actual Father Stu did. I think it was from 2010, and it's really interesting. I've put a link to that video under this video. And here's a little clip I want to show you from that interview.
And I was diagnosed very soon after with a disease called inclusion body myositis. That's what I have. It's a different disease, but it mimics ALS. So the progression looks very similar to somebody who suffers with Lou Gehrig's disease. And there's no cure for this one either. It will claim my life. But it's a very curious experience because through the difficulties and the struggles that I've been through, the problems that have arisen from this, and the people, especially my dad, who have come to my side to support me and aid me, and assist me through this life since I've been diagnosed with this, it's probably the best thing that's ever happened to me.
2 things that caught my eye when he's talking there. The first thing is the peace that he has when he basically says that this disease he has will claim his life. He doesn't seem concerned, he doesn't seem upset, he doesn't cry, he doesn't seem angry. He just says this is the disease that will claim his life, almost like he's ready for it to happen. And the other thing that's very noticeable is that he also says it's the best thing that's ever happened to him, that you don't often hear people say when they get a very detrimental disease that's known that it's going to kill them. So that was amazing to me. In that interview, he also mentions something about the girlfriend that he used to have before he was a priest. Now, this is for one area where I noticed that the film is not going to be the same as the real life story. In the film, before Stu Long is a priest, he meets this lovely lady who's a Catholic woman, and she says that she'll only be with him if he becomes a Catholic, and that's why he gets baptized. Whereas it seems from the interview that he gives the real life Father Stu, he says that he was actually with this woman already, but she wasn't Catholic at the time. They were together for many years, and then as they were together, she became a Catholic, and then I think she wanted him to become a Catholic. So, like in many of these things where a movie is based on a true story, I think there's probably going to be a few areas of the movie where they've tinkered it and sort of made it a little bit different, but generally the whole movie I think is going to be based, hopefully closely, or is based, should I say, because it's already out, closely on the actual events that happened in Father Stu's life. It looks really interesting. I recommend watching it. I'm certainly going to try and watch it. It's probably not going to be that easy to do here, actually, because in the UK, I don't know if they're going to be showing it anywhere in any cinemas, but maybe there'll be some churches or somewhere where you can actually go and watch it. But yeah, it looks great. The trailer looks interesting. I'll stick a link to that as well in the under this video. And thank you for watching.